Welcome back to 3-Day Weekend. I have this old Kodiak, the one that we rebuilt the top end and had a vent valve and everything. Now it's leaking fuel out of the Petcock valve. So we're going to rebuild that today. Let's do it. Over on the left side of the machine, there's the valve in question. You see it looks a little bit wet. Your valve might not look exactly like this. It might have a little handle off to the side. They're all the same. But the Yamaha should have a little valve knob screw thing that looks a lot like this. That one. And you just have to put a screwdriver right through the middle of it. There's a little Phillips screw in there. You just unscrew it and that comes off. And then you can take that whole side panel off. And then you'll have what we already have on this machine because the side panel is missing. Now I have this thing set to off right now, and it's just a slow drip, enough to really stink up the garage. And there's a little bit of wetness down on the engine. So yeah, it's leaking. If I turn that thing on, boy, it drips pretty bad. Definitely a dangerous thing to have dripping on the engine. So I have the rebuild kit, so we're going to take that apart and see if we can get it rebuilt. Couple options to empty this out. First one is you could put a hose down in there and just siphon it out. I'm going to disconnect the line, this is our fuel line, from the intake on the carburetor. There's just a little clamp holding it together there. And I'm going to try to swing it over to this and drain it that way. Once I turn the fuel on, it should start flowing. That's the theory. Let's see how it goes. And she's off. Slowly but surely. Not very good flow. I wonder how the filters look inside there. We'll check that out while we have it out. Oh, careful. There we go. It's flowing good now. Yeah, I took the filter off. A little bit of a restriction in the filter. Now she's flowing pretty good. I also set the valve to reserve, not to on, so that it goes all the way to the bottom of the tank. Okay. It's like an hour later I let this thing drain for. But we got all the fuel out of it. Oh, there was quite a bit. Yeah, that was a full tank. That was a full tank. There, set that aside. Now we need to get to the tank and take it out. That's always a fun time. Two 10mm bolts. If they aren't already missing, like that one, and two 4mm hex bolts come out of there. I should just turn the wheel. So get this. Oh, that's loose. Okay. Yep. This vent hose that goes to the gas cap, that just pulls right out of the way. We'll take the gas cap off. And we're going to pull this skin off of here. I have to cover it, filler hole with my hand for that part, because the back side of this can get pretty nasty. Let me put our cap back on. Two 10mm bolts in the back, and two up front. And the whole tank will just lift right up and out, and some more fuel will leak out. Perfect! Stop it! Gosh darn. I just set it on the back like that. It's pretty easy to work on. We're after those two screws next. Make sure you get a screwdriver that fits in there perfect. They do like to strip. See our first little washer here. We're going to reuse that part. We got the inner part out of there. And now we can see the main manifold, whatever we call that thing down in there. And we're just going to pull that out of there. There's an O-ring around the outside. We're going to pull that out as well. Then we're going to take the entire housing off of the gas tank. These two big screws. And there we have it. There's a little bit, oh, let me zoom out here. A little bit of gunk on the bottom of that, so we're just going to clean that all up best we can. Be careful, these are really fine filters right there, so we want to be really careful not to ruin those. But we're after this black little gasket down there. I'm just going to take it over to the bench. We'll use some carb cleaner and get that all cleaned out inside of there. This is usually buildup from using ethanol in your fuel. See how it kind of eats away at it? We don't like that. So always recommend ethanol free on these carbureted vehicles. It's as clean as I can get her. This is corrosion. It's a little pitted down in there. Hopefully that's not going to be a problem. It very well could be. But like I said, you get that ethanol down in there and that's what it does. So now we're going to remove this last gasket here. There we go. And we are ready to rebuild it. Here's the kit I'm using. Found it on eBay. Pretty cheap. I think I paid 10 bucks for 2 kits because that Kodiak next to me is starting to do the exact same thing. Okay, first gasket. Here we go. And with that, we can put it back in. I'm going to clean this surface off just a little bit though. Try not to knock anything down inside of it. I got that all cleaned up. I usually like to put it in there so it's held in position, but maybe I'll just rebuild this one in my hand so I can show it to you better. We are ready to rebuild. We're going to just plop that gasket in there. It's the same top and bottom. Doesn't really matter. And then we have this little guy. It's going to go in here like so. But not without an O-ring. So we'll put the O-ring on it. There we go. Then we set this back on top and push it in. Now that is most likely the O-ring that was leaking. Just turn it back and forth a little bit, make sure that O-ring is seated. Next up is our little washer plate right there. And then we can put this guy on. You see the pattern matches up, so you can only put it on one way. And when we took this apart, we had it on reserve. It goes like this. And our little tab is lined up, so I know that it's in the right spot. So now we can screw this bad boy together with this new screws that came in the kit. The new screws are much, much shorter than the old screws. So we're going to put the old screws back in. Not sure what happened there. Then we can plop her back in the tank. New bolts came with that too. We're going to put those in and tighten them down. Looks like 10mm bolts, but we're just going to use a screwdriver. You don't want to over tighten this thing. I should be able to turn this to the off position and not have any fuel come out at me. Okay, no fuel came out. That's a good sign. I'm going to throw this back in position. I filled it back up with gas. A little tray underneath here. I'm going to turn the valve to on. Let's see if we get good fuel flow. Yes. Yes, we do. And all we have to do now is reconnect our fuel lines. There. Turn the fuel back on. And now, it should not leak. I'll leave that for a little bit and see what happens. While we wait, we can put this back on with our 4 bolts. Big washer ones go up front. And 2 10 millimeters. Then we just have, well, I only have one 4 millimeter hex up front. We have done it. That thing would be dripping like crazy if it were still leaking. I mean, a steady drip, 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 drip was coming out of it when it was in that position before. So we're good. We fixed it. Almost forgot this last piece. The vent spits down the hole and goes right there. Yay! If my calculations are correct, it should run. And it fires right up, purrs like a kid. Beautiful! Alright, well thanks for coming on this journey for me. Hopefully it helped you out or you enjoyed the video. It's always fun working on machines. I'll put this video and anything else I do to this machine or that machine in the Kodiak playlist. This is an 04, that's an 02 or 1. Close enough, they're all the same. So yeah, you can catch those out there. But yeah, thanks again for watching. I really appreciate every view and every subscriber, supporters, joining through patreon.com/3dayweekend or right through the YouTube channel. Really helps us out, and I appreciate the support. But thanks again for watching, and I hope I'll see you here for another video on 3 Day Weekend.